What's up, man? Welcome back. Where this joint get deep, and we stand for truth. We don't accept defeat. So if you can't handle this content, do yourself a favor and click off this channel, cause this will get real. And there's a lot of stuff that y'all can't handle. All right, man. We back to the realest and hottest channel in America. Everything raw and uncut. That means say what we mean. We mean what we say. And I encourage everybody that's in the comments. Keep it real too. All right, y'all. Enough with all the small talk. Let's go for a long walk, a journey down this nuke list. And I'm gonna say from the beginning of this video too, man. It's not to instill fear in anybody. I ain't gonna say take it light either, but at the same time, man, do your own research on this list, cause this right here, it can be, it could bring. I ain't gonna say fear, but it can instill fear in some people's hearts. So, like I said, go do your own research on this list, man. Like I said, don't take it lightly though.
Up on things, but let me go ahead and get you guys caught up in the latest as to what is going on, so that way you can see it for yourself with all the warnings that are currently going out. So first, let's go ahead and start off with this Washington D.C. map, so you can see exactly what is taking place here. So this map that you are looking at, the inner yellow circle is the fireball radius, in which everything would be vaporized by intense heat rising to millions of degrees Fahrenheit. This would reach about 15.1 square miles. And again, just to clarify a little bit more detail on this, they are saying that this is estimations on cities. If Moscow, if Russia were to attack with a R-36M2, also known as the SS-18 Satan, this is one of the largest and most powerful heavy intercontinental ballistic missile ICBMs that has ever been built. And they're saying these would likely be the ones that could hit the United States and how far it could reach. And they're saying these are multiple times more powerful than what we saw dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So this map shows first that inner yellow circle. That is the vaporization zone. Millions and millions of degrees Fahrenheit, 15.1 square miles. Everything in that inner circle vaporized. That is the fireball blast that you would see take place, and then you would see that mushroom cloud come out of there. Now, the more moderate blast damage radius is the inner gray circle, covering 442 square miles of blast. That would destroy residents, buildings, and probably cause widespread fire all throughout that inner gray circle. Now, anyone within 2,360 square miles of the explosion, that is the thermal radiation radius. It is the wide orange circle, and you would be at risk of suffering third-degree burns throughout your skin. But it says it's often painless because they destroy the pain nerves, but you very likely will not last too much longer after that due to radiation exposure and burns, which can cause severe scarring, disablement, require amputation. Now, within the light blast damage radius, this is the outermost circle, the wider gray circle, 3,490 square miles from the blast. Glass windows would shatter, and this would be expected to break. That could cause injuries. So you want to be out of the yellow areas. The gray area, you will still feel the impacts of it, but you won't feel the necessary damage that would cause life-ending issues. So this particular one for Washington, D.C. and the U.S. Capitol, where there's given about 24-hour period, there would be 6 million people within any 24-hour period that would get the full blast range of all 4 circles of the simulation detonation. 1.6 million people would lose their lives. 2 million people would sustain injuries. The fireball radius would include all of Capitol Hill. So that is for Washington, D.C. Now, in addition to that, let's go ahead and take a look at New York. So let me know in the comments, do you live in any of these major cities? Do you live in New York? We're going to be covering New York now in detail for you. So New York here, you can see in the New York during any given 24-hour period, and you can see this will reach all the way out to Long Island, 16.2 million people on average would be present in a full blast range. An estimated 5.4 million people would lose their lives, 5.6 would suffer injuries. The light blast damage range would extend all the way to New Brunswick and Stamford for New York. Next up, we have Los Angeles. Los Angeles, some 2.7 million people would lose their lives. 4.3 million would be injured. In any given 24-hour period, there are on average 12 million people in the full blast range, all four circles of the simulated detonation. Thermal radiation would hit Santa Monica, Calabasas, Long Beach, and parts of Pomona as well. Next up, we have Chicago. Chicago, in any given 24-hour period, there are on average 7.6 million people in the full blast range of the radius of the simulated detonation for the city of Chicago. There would be an estimated of 1.9 fatalities, 2.5 million injuries, 1.9 million fatalities, 2.5 million injuries. About half of the blast's total area would reach across Lake Michigan. So this one you can see, would go out and would poison the water as well. Up next we have Houston, Texas. This is my neck of the woods here. In Houston, where there are on average 5.3 million people in the full blast range of all four circles of this simulated detonation at any given 24-hour period, 1.2 million people would lose their lives, 1.9 million would sustain injuries. And in case you're wondering, I would, where I'm at right now, I would be vaporized. I'm right in the heart of the city. I do have some other locations probably that I could go to. I see the Woodlands is out of that blast range. But where I'm currently at, I would have 15 minutes to try to get out. And I don't know if you guys have been in Houston City before, but 15 minutes, there's no chance from where I'm at to get out of the city. So if you are in the heart of a city, you have got to think to yourself, okay, what am I going to do? And I've only got 15 minutes, they're saying. Now, in addition to that, I'm also going to be covering for you guys.
Bro, 15 minutes is not a long time. 15 minutes is 15 minutes. You gotta think about the traffic. You gotta think about all that. That's crazy. 15 minutes is short time to try to save your life. Get to a spot where it's not going to hurt you. It's crazy.
What FEMA is saying, the government has released an update as to what you need to take into consideration and the safest states. I'm going to show you that map as well. But let's go ahead and continue on to the next city so you can see an update here. Phoenix, Arizona, and you can see just pretty much all of Phoenix is just gone. Some 972,000 people would lose their lives in Phoenix, 1.4 would suffer injuries. In any given 24-hour period, there are on average 3.8 million people in the full blast range of this simulated detonation in Phoenix. Up next on the list, we have Philadelphia. An estimate.
And that's where I'm from, right there. You see that little blast spot, that vaporized spot? I'm in that. It's crazy, bro. It get real.
1.6 million people would lose their lives in Philadelphia, where there are on average 5.9 million people in the full blast range of all four circles of the simulated detonation. In any 24-hour period, some 1.9 million people would suffer injuries in the city of Philadelphia. Up next, we have here San Antonio. And San Antonio, you can also see just pretty much engulfed by this, much smaller than some of the other cities we've covered. There would be an average of 2 million people in the blast range of all four circles of the simulated detonation in any 24-hour given period in San Antonio, where 761,000 people would lose their lives, 754 people would be injured. Up next, we have San Diego. Some 968,000 people would lose their lives in San Diego, while 1.6 million would sustain injuries in any given 24-hour period. There are an average of 4.5 million people in the full blast range of all four circles of this simulated detonation, and you can see this would reach all the way down into Mexico. They would feel this blast if it were to hit. And up next we have Dallas, and you can see, wow, this reaches all the way out to Fort Worth. They would feel this blast from this type of nuclear bomb, which, just to clarify again, multiple times more powerful than what we saw with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The technology that Russia possesses, and the United States for that matter, is multiple times more than what we saw with the last time that nuclear weapons were used. Dallas, in any given 24-hour period, there are around 5.5 million people in the full blast range of all four circles of the simulated detonation in Dallas. 1 million people would lose their lives. 1.9 million people would suffer injuries in this scenario in Dallas. Now, things are currently escalating with all of the conflict that is going on, and we have heard that they have actually released, the U.S. government, FEMA, has released updated information on what it is that you need to take into consideration as these blasts, if they were to occur and unfold. And again, these are not all of the cities. These are just some that they have done demonstrations to show you what it would look like if you reside in these cities. Now, let me know, do you live in any of these cities that I've covered? Again, I have covered for you Washington, D.C., New York, Los Angeles. I covered Chicago, Houston, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Arizona, San Antonio, and San Diego. Drop a 1.
All right, so how y'all feel about that, man? How y'all feel about that nuke list? Me, honestly, man, sometimes I feel like they gotta instill fear in us in order to control us, bro. That's me personally, how I feel about that situation. Um, we got these drones flying around. We got that Vatican situation, and we got this right here. That's me. That's how I personally feel right there. They gotta do something to control us, and what better way to do that to instill fear? But yeah, like I said, don't be fooled, bro. Just don't be fooled, but don't take it light either. You see all these celebrities building bunkers, man. Me personally, I don't know what it's for. Only they know. But yeah, man, like I said, do your research on what's going on in the world. And, I always say, eat the meat, man, throw away the bone. Basically, take what you need from this video and leave what you don't. But yeah, man, comment down below what y'all think about this video. And yeah, like I said, man, don't let this control you. Just go with your discernment, man. And I'm gonna see y'all again. We out of here. This joint definitely got deep.